That's what I think about every time I hear the New York Giants are starting Jaxson Dart against the LA Superchargers. This is Tim's New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC, presented to you by FanDuel, the number one sports pick in America. Oh, so I've been ill the last couple days, and you know the illness has been taking hold pretty strong today. And I was up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, not doing much, and some Instagram posts popped up that the New York Football Giants were considering. This, like I said, this was 6 o'clock in the morning today. The New York Giants were considering starting Jaxson Dart Sunday against the LA Chargers, and I was like, well, this can't be true. This is stupid, because if you're a Giant coach or you work in the organization, why would you put this kid's first game at home against the Chargers pass defense, which has only given up 546 yards, which is ninth in the league? Ninth best, I rephrase that. The completion percentage allowed is only 57.9, which is fifth best in the league. Opposing quarterback rating is only 67.9, which is third best. Red zone defense is 25%, which is first best in the league. And third down defense is 35.6, which is 11th best in the league. So the thought process is, let's put them in against these guys. We couldn't just wait a week and start them in the dome against what's probably going to be an 0-4 Saints team. Well, that doesn't make sense, because it's the Giant brain trust. It's the philosophy that you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you're expecting different results. That's what the Giants are doing. This is what they're always doing, because they're just so poorly run. I hope to God Jaxson Dart goes out there, and I'll be there Sunday. I don't care if I'm in a fucking iron lung. I will be there on Sunday. And I'm going to watch this kid play, and I hope to God that he balls out. I really do. But here's the problem. You are leading him against a Jim Harbaugh coached team, against a quarterback in the Duck who's having his best 3 games of his career, against a defense that's been playing lights out, and you are going to put him in there against this instead of turning around and putting him in a dome where it's a controlled environment against a lesser talented team in the Saints. I thought the Giants could potentially win the Saints game if Russell Wilson started. I'm not sure now if Jaxson Dart starts, because we're looking at a guy that has taken almost 0 first-team reps since training camp and through preseason. And now he's going to get the first-team reps this week, and we are going to then throw him in against the LA Superchargers. I prefer the San Diego Superchargers. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to throw him in against that. What possibly could go wrong? There's nothing that could go wrong here. This move reeks of desperation. Reeks of desperation. And the stench is not coming from the exit from 14W, from 14A over on the Turnpike. This reeks of a team that is so desperate to have some acceptance from their fan base, to make something better for this season, that when you're looking at it, you're just kind of like, why? You have an opportunity a week later to have a perfect almost environment to play this kid in. You could play him on the road in a controlled environment in the dome, on a team against a team on paper you should be better than. Why throw him into the fire when there's no need to, because you're already 0-3? The likelihood of him winning this game against the Chargers is very slim. Does that percentage go up if Russell Wilson is in the game? Sure, you're probably still going to lose, but you have a better opportunity against this defense, against the Chargers, if you have Russell Wilson in the game than you do Jaxson Dart. And I love people are going to say, well, Jaxson Dart, the Chargers are going to have never seen Jaxson Dart, so they're not going to know what to expect. Okay. Jaxson Dart has never seen a full complement of an NFL defense. He has never seen what he's going to see in regards to the stunts. He's not going to receive. He's never seen these shifts. He's never going to see what he's going to see going up against the secondary. He's never seen that before. So yes, it's twofold that the Chargers have never seen Jaxson Dart, but Jaxson Dart has never seen a true NFL defense yet. and you are hoping that this kid is going to come in, catch lightning in a bottle, have a game like Daniel Jones had against Tampa, where he only completed a little over 50% of his passes. People seem to forget that. It was also the ineptitude of the Giants defense that almost allowed that game-winning field goal against Tampa that we may have rewritten the entire Daniel Jones story. But you're hoping you're going to catch that type of lightning in a bottle. This is what, and we've said this over and over again, this is what bad teams do. They make these mistakes, and they make them so putridly that you kind of just look at this and you kind of just say, why? You could wait a week. If you've already here's the problem I have as a season ticket holder. You're waving the white flag on the season in week 4. That's my mindset. As a season ticket holder, as someone for years who has paid to be at that stadium every single time they have a home game, you are telling me right now you are waving the white flag. Because I cannot believe that anyone with an NFL mind thinks that, and I'm not talking about content creators because we know most majority of them don't have an NFL mind, thinks that Jaxson Dart is a better option to beat this hardball Chargers team than Russell Wilson. I'm the Chargers. I usually don't give you the game plan of what the opponents should do against us until Sunday, but I'm going to break it down simply if I'm the Chargers. I'm putting 7 in the box. I am telling Cam Scatterboo to run the ball because I'm going to dare you to throw. I am going to force you to throw the ball. And I keep saying this. I love people because I was talking to James Williams about this. James Williams and Cam Scatterboo. I love it. People are like, well, Cam Scatterboo averaged 6 yards a carry. Well, yeah, he averaged 6 yards a carry, but the majority of his plays came on 2 yards. Please do me a favor and go to advanced stats and look up yards after contact. Then you could talk to me. But if I'm the Chargers, I stack 7 in the box. I bring my DBs up. I creep. I force the Giants to throw the ball. That's what I do. And and you're going to force them to throw the ball into this secondary. And I love it because this secondary is better than Kansas City's. And Kansas City's ran what I like to call double umbrella. Because the first thing they always tell you is you never, especially when I played safety, and I played safety through college, they always tell you, the first thing, even going back to Pop Warner, is you never let anyone get behind you. And that's exactly what the Chargers did. So they created an umbrella. And that umbrella was you're not going to let Malik get behind you. You're not going to let anyone get behind you. But then there was a second layer to the umbrella. So it's literally they opened up this big umbrella, and then they opened up a smaller umbrella, which was maybe 7 yards below the initial umbrella. And they said this zone right here in the middle of the field is going to be the zone where we park the safety, where we bring in the extra corner. Because we know when Russ is going to get frustrated when he sees this zone defense, that he is going to try to throw it between the two umbrellas, which, you know what happens? You get an interception to Wan'Dale Robinson. Now, what the Chargers are going to do, if I'm the Chargers defense, I switch it up over and over again, especially against a rookie quarterback. I bring in the double umbrella. I go man to man. I go a standard zone. I go a Tampa 2. I show this kid shit that he has never seen before. Because this is a guy that if you go back to his days at Ole Miss, we're not going to read the scouting reports because we've read them a million times before. The knock against Jaxson Dart coming out of college was he is a one-read quarterback who was not allowed to audible in the Ole Miss system. And if you take a look in the history of the annals of the NFL, the best product that came out of a Lane Kiffin system was Matt Barkley. Was Matt Barkley. Yes, sorry. That's the best quarterback he has produced. And all of his system, everywhere he's run the same system where you basically cut the field in half, give him a spot to throw to, and the second option is to run. You're not going to be able to do this in the NFL. We did this for a period of time with Daniel Jones under Pat Shurmur, then we saw what happened. Now, I'm not saying that Jaxson Dart is Daniel Jones, but I'm saying this. You are not putting this kid into a situation where you are giving him the best chance to succeed. That's the problem I'm having with this. I'll be there Sunday. I hope the guy throws for 450 yards. But against a Jim Harbaugh-led team and this defense, you're not doing them any favors. And I don't know where else that we can look at this and find a reaction where this makes football sense. Now, the Giants do a lot of things that don't make football sense.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
And that's the problem with Giants. Being a Giant fan, that's what you feel like every time you see them do something. Now, I understand that we are doing this because right now Brian Daboll or Joe Shane are just trying to save their fucking jobs. They are literally just trying to save their jobs. Because they know if they go 0-4 with Russell Wilson or 0-8 in these first 8 games with Russell Wilson, they're probably going to get canned after that second Philadelphia game. Now you go 0-8. You can be like, hey, listen, we went 0-8, but you know what? We went 0-8. We lost these last 5 games with the rookie quarterback. Both of these guys need to be looking for a job right now. And you know what the problem is with the Giants? We've said this before. When you're trying to find a great candidate, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. But for the Giants, it's literally trying to find a needle in a haystack and a haystack in a haystack. There's so many resumes out there. There's so many people. There's so many candidates that are just not right and don't have the right experience. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps you find amazing candidates. And you can try ZipRecruiter for free right now if you go to ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. And ZipRecruiter, we've talked about this before, has this wonderful smart technology that helps you identify candidates for your roles quick. And that's what the Giants are going to need to do, especially in the offseason. And immediately after you post your job, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching tool. It's like AI, man. Well, I don't know if it's AI, but it's like Skynet. They start showing you candidates and qualified people for you. Use ZipRecruiter's right now, pre-written invite to apply messenger to personally reach out to your favorite candidates. We've said this before, 4 out of 5 employers on ZipRecruiter get qualified candidates within the first day. Try it for free with the exclusive web offer, ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. And we're going to say it one more time, ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And that's what the Giants need to find. They need to find the smart way to hire. I don't know. When you're sick and you have to deal with this, it's just like, I don't even want to, I can't even figure out what their philosophy is here. And I'm going to keep saying, I hope Jaxson Dart does something special, but I just can't see it against this defense. It literally makes zero sense. If we go on the mightyfanduel.com, #1 sports book in America, and we take a look at, let's see if the odds have shifted for the Giants. They were 5.5-point dogs a couple days ago. They are now, you got to love the Mighty FanDuel. Mighty FanDuel right now has the Giants at 6.5-point dogs. It's increased by a point, a 6.5 point home underdogs again. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me right now. And if you bet $5 and win, you get a $300 in bonus bets if you win. Of course, that's with the NFL. We love FanDuel because not only can you bet on the NFL, but you got everything from casino games, the fantasy football, the sports book, racing, TV, FanDuel TV. We love the FanDuel. We always talk about the parlays. We always talk about all the fun stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on. They also have this new thing that I just saw the other day. $2 million Thursday touchdown jackpot. Bonus bets on the first or last TD. Go to FanDuel.com and take a look up at that. I believe that's going to be in the Chargers-Seattle game. It's the Mighty FanDuel, the #1 sports book in the land. I wish the Giants were our #1 something in the land. I really do. But we see they're not. And we've said it before, trade Russell Wilson. Just trade Russell Wilson right now. Because you can't go to Jaxson Dart. You're not getting a second-round pick. I saw that. But you can't go to Jaxson Dart this early. You go to Jaxson Dart this early, you can't go back to Russell. Because of the fact that Russell Wilson just got slapped in the face by this Giant team over and over again. Got slapped in the face while we waited for Aaron Rodgers. Got slapped in the face a couple of years ago when we wanted to trade for him, and then we didn't want to trade him. Got slapped in the face when he came here and said, I'm going to take a veteran minimum, but no, you can't compete against Daniel Jones. And now he gets slapped in the face by this part of the staff as well. But you got to just trade the guy, only because of the fact that it just doesn't make sense to keep him, because you can't go back to him, because you're going to look twice as stupid if Jaxson Dart fails and you go back to Russell. And you say, well, I'm going to go back to Russell Wilson because now Russell Wilson gives us the best chance to win games. Trade him, waive him. Let's famous Jameis eat some W's. It's just an organization. Like I said, I was telling people on the stream yesterday, we are a shit show wrapped in a sea of diarrhea floating down the stream. Bad teams do these things. Bad teams make these panic moves. And like I said, I hope to God Jaxson Dart goes out there and throws for 450 yards. I hope to God we get a win, because I'm going to be in attendance. And that's the worst part. I still have 7 home games after this. So we have to make sure we take care of that as well. We'll probably do a live stream or something coming up in the next couple of days to talk about this in full. But again, this is Tim, this New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. And I'm out of here.